Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tayler Yarish show. How's it going? This is the podcast directly before Thanksgiving. Why do my headphones sound so weird? Hold on one second. One moment. Is that better? It'll have to do. Yeah, it's the Sunday/Monday before Thanksgiving, before we all go home and fight. I don't know if that's actually true. That seems just to be the perpetuated stereotype now about Thanksgiving is it's not about food and family. It's just about fighting with your aunt. Right? Man, what a shift, huh? It's been like a few years since I can't even remember the last time I was like with my family on Thanksgiving and we were all around and like we kind of did the whole thing up. But now it just seems to be this, it seems like the Super Bowl of arguments is right around the corner, and it was never the thing growing up, man. It was all about the food. Like I miss when that was the thing with America is like, that's our fat day. But now it's the day where, we've all stockpiled our arguments about whatever the fuck is going on in the world, and we're all just going to go ahead and butt heads over some mashed potatoes. That's the new holiday, right? Like, I think that the Thanksgiving Day parade, I don't know, I think the balloons shouldn't be like turkeys and shit anymore, They should be like balloons of the shit that we argue about, right? Like this year at the Thanksgiving Day parade, they should just have giant floats of like, syringes and an AR-15, I think, because that's really what the day has become about, if you ask me. I don't know. I never thought about anybody's political view growing up, like in my family. I didn't even know, number one, that politics like were a thing, but I also didn't think of any of my family members as political. Like there's, when I went to Thanksgiving, it was like, oh no, I have to sit next to my aunt who made the stuffing and I have to pretend that it's not dry and bland. And that's going to be my struggle for this evening. But now there's like, 14-year-olds on TikTok being like, my aunt's a conservative and I got to be with her. It's like, just eat the stuffing, dude. It couldn't be a better day, man. There's fucking food. There's football. You're just hanging with everybody. You pack a pair of sweatpants to change into, right? Because you got to bring the sweater for the photos for your mother because your mom wants to have the photos. Maybe you play a little backyard game of football out in the street or something. It's beautiful. It's glorious. You work up a nice sweat and then you come inside, slam down some food. There's enough cranberry sauce to go around. I mean, come on. The kitchen is 1,000 degrees because the oven's been going since 8 a.m. that morning. Your little cousins are running around, slipping and sliding in your socks, and one almost bangs his head on the corner table, and it's like a big deal for a second, but then everybody forgets about it. And then two kids like get lost and they run off. They're outside and they're gone for a little too while, and someone's like, hey, where did they go? And you're like, I don't know. And then it's like that's the thing for a second, and then they come back and they're just like a little out of breath, but everything's fine. Your grandfather's watching football and he hasn't moved for 3 hours and hasn't been, he's not going to do anything. Like that's Thanksgiving. But now, like, who kicks it off? That's really the asshole to blame. Is the first person to be like, well, yeah, I mean, if they didn't have these mandates coming in, then like that guy, note whoever that person is this year that kicks off the argument or the opinion about something going on. because they're the ones. They're the ones who are responsible for you not having a good time. But speaking of a good time, dude, have you heard this new Kid Rock song? It's called "Don't Tell Me How to Live." I mean, it is cartoonishly great because it's so outrageous, but also there's tons of people that are going to be like, this is my new fucking anthem. It's called "Don't Tell Me How to Live." You could just fill in the blanks. I mean, it starts off, it's like a bunch of television, like news screens, and, you know, it's like CNN and NBC and all this shit, and then it like zooms in on one of them, and then it's him, and this is it. This is the audio to the beginning of the song. Fuck all you hoes. Detroit till I die, motherfucker. I mean, that's just great, is it not? I don't think I've heard a Kid Rock song. It's been years. I've seen pictures of Kid Rock, and I'm like, yep, that's Kid Rock, and I know he like played at one of the Trump's concerts, whatever the fuck that was, you know, when one of his rallies maybe. And I just don't think I've ever, I couldn't tell you one Kid Rock song. I know there's a famous one. I know there's like a big one that everybody knows. I couldn't tell you what it is. But this has got to be my new favorite one. Come on, the first words are "fuck all you hoes." First of all, the album cover is, I mean, it's so on the nose. The whole song is very on the nose. It's called "Don't Tell Me How to Live." The cover of it is the Statue of Liberty wearing a mask. I mean, yeah, there's no subliminal. That's the thing, man. Like, people are so upset. Even art is going, it's not even like art anymore. It used to be like you would subtly reference something if you were like making a diss, you know, or you're giving like an opinion. You had to infer, you know, you had to like read the lyrics, you had to like watch the video, you had to do, you know, you're like, you had to listen to it like 10 times, and then you're like, oh, this is about Vietnam? Oh, fuck. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Like, you could still listen to the song on its own without realizing that the song was about people, you know, going to war or whatever. But, I mean, when you kick off the song with "fuck all you hoes," I mean, some of the lyrics, you know. So what the fuck's up with all the backlash, you snowflakes? Here's a news flash. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. It's like, just do a fucking Instagram live, you know? He's sitting there with his fucking, he's got like the fur. I guess that's his thing. Oh, yeah. I mean, also the dude that he has in the music video with him, I guess, that he collaborated with, his name, like the band's name, I guess, is Monster Truck. This dude, he's great. He only sings the hook, but if you watch the video, when he says, like, his one line is "ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live," and he fucking gives so much face to the camera. He gives so much, like, I'll put up a picture, just like so much fucking, ain't nobody gonna tell, like, dude, these guys were like, cut. That's the take. That was fucking, I mean, how old is Kid Rock now, dude? How old is he? Dude, 50 years. He's got a thick-ass chain. I mean, kind of respect. With the fur. I mean, this is like, this seems like it's an SNL sketch. I bet you this is going to be on SNL. You know, they're going to do some parody. You can't even do a parody of this music video because it's already a fucking parody. I mean, there's just like, you know, he's calling people snowflakes. So like he's dancing and there's like fire coming up and then there's snowflakes falling like into the fire. It's, I mean, was this made by The Onion? And then at one point, there's a news thing that says, it's like a little, the headline is Kid Rock joins the space race, and then he's sitting on a rocket that is a middle finger flying to space. I mean, say what you want about his views, but I mean, they just don't make it like that anymore. I mean, what a national treasure. He's on a rocket, but he has wings and he has a pistol in his hand and he's riding the middle finger to space. I mean, come on, man. Dude, he's like he's the conservative Lil Nas X, Not that Lil Nas X is like the liberal, I don't know what his politics are. But in terms of just, hey, let's make something fucking crazy that people are going to lose their minds over, it's genius. I mean, it's got like 1 million views, within like a day and a half or whatever. Like, it's going to blow the fuck up. You have to be somewhat controversial in either direction for anyone to give a fuck anymore. Right? I mean, tell you what, the riffs aren't bad. Look at him, he's just riding to space. It just cuts to a scene in like a bar of dudes doing shots and arm wrestling. I mean, this is the way that he wants to live. He's a fucking bald dude. There's a pit bull wearing sunglasses, Coronas, drinking beer. I mean, listen. Don't tell that dude, how to live. He's going to come down with the boot. Or so it says. Oh, God. Who's going to save us? We're so fucking lost. Who's going to save us? You know what? I think the only person that's going to save us is Tiger King. Right? That's the only thing that can really, I feel like we need a TV show that will bring us all together, I think that's the only thing that we all collectively give a shit about, where we can just stop talking about everything else and we all just get hooked on a show for like a week. It only lasts a week though. They need to like silently make a badass show, but only you need to make like 6 seasons before you release any of them. So that way you can you release one and then you wait like a week and a half and then you release the second season and then the third season and then the fourth season, just to suck up people's time and get them to stop bitching about stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. In Europe right now, it's getting a little hectic, allegedly. There's large protests going on over the mandates, which I thought was our thing, I thought we were the ones that would protest and riot over said things, But now they're doing it as well, all over Europe. I don't know where they are. I think they're not even at like, oh, you have to wear masks in restaurants. Like, they're not even taking that. We fell down pretty easy to that one. I wonder if Europe, like, I don't know, like with a protest in Europe, I wonder if they're more peaceful. I mean, you have to, I guess, to stop a protest, you have to do the same kind of shit, like the you got to have the riot shields and the batons and all that stuff, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it just seems like our thing, I guess not. I don't know what, what they should do is, if these riots happen, like if they go through next week, they should keep like a live cam of the European protests and riots and American Black Friday sales, and just see if you can tell the difference. Just see people storming over each other and being like, which one is it? Oh my God, someone just got pelted through a wall by a water cannon. Is that a protest? Nope, Black Friday. That's what we do to people who cut the line at Best Buy. We shoot them down with a water cannon. What's with the smoke bombs and tear gas clearing the streets? Is that because of COVID? Nope, it's because there were only a few TVs left. and we had to shut it down, you know? It's fucking bananas, man. It's bananas. It's a shame that people like destroy like that protesting comes with like the destruction of businesses, because getting everybody out into the street, it seems like a good way to, put people out in the community to fuel the economy, to start buying stuff. Like, hey, where's a good place to get a croissant? Oh, you just go down the road there. You take a left at the Wall of Tanks, and it's right there on the corner. Nice little croissant place. Oh, good. Oh, good. I don't know about you. I mean, when there were like protests and marches going on all last summer, like, I was out in the city. You kind of walk I would like to walk in the middle of them from time to time just to kind of get a feel. Like, I never went to one and just actually did it, and I didn't have signs or whatever. But sometimes, like, if I got caught in one, I'd walk for a little bit. And I'll tell you what, walking makes you hungry. Like, you got to, at some point, you got to stop, you got to eat. And I remember, God, I forget where I was working. Oh, you know what? This was in like 2016 when people were protesting Trump. I was working at a restaurant in the plaza, and like it was because Trump Tower is right around the corner from the Plaza Hotel. So people would they would protest and march, and then they would like pop in to the Plaza Food Hall for food. And it's just something so funny about like people sitting down and then like having to like find a way to like prop their signs up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, where should we go? Like, it just kind of made you realize that some of these people are just in it for the spectacle of it all. They're in it because it's the thing that you're doing. It's like, oh, we're going to the march thing, and then we'll march till about 34th Street, but then we're probably going to stop off and get something to eat. It's like, when you're planning in your brunch around the march,